haunting last words of celebrities in their final moments before their death. Number 1. I'll be fine, Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger died from a fatal mix of prescription drugs. Heath Ledger was an Australian actor and heartthrob known for his role in films like A Knight's Tale and 10 Things I Hate About You. On January 22, 2008, Heath tragically died of an accidental overdose of prescription drugs. Heath Ledger's father, Kim Ledger, revealed that his sister Kate had told Heath not to mix prescription drugs that night. The drugs prescribed to Heath were for anxiety, pain, insomnia, and when mixed together can be fatal. His last words to his sister over the phone were, Katie, I'll be fine. Number 2, I'll be back in 5 minutes, alright? Paul Walker.
What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
Paul Walker was just 40 years old when he died from a car crash. Actor Paul Walker was known for his main role in the Fast and Furious series, which makes his death even more tragic as he died in a car crash. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, share, and like button and ring the notification bell to keep pushing your potential to the next level. Number 3, I Am Losing It, Frank Sinatra.
That's life. That's what all the people.
Sinatra's wife, Barbara, recalled his poignant last words. Frank Sinatra was an American singer and actor who was particularly famous in the 1950s. He had been seriously ill for months when he suffered a heart attack and died on May 14, 1998, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Hospital in Los Angeles. According to his wife Barbara Marx, who was at his bedside when he died, his last words were, "I'm losing it." Number 4. Whitney Houston. Hours before her death, Whitney Houston said, "I'm going to go and see Jesus." On February 11, 2012, she was found unconscious in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles. The coroner's office discovered Houston died from an accidental drowning. Houston began her music career by singing gospel, but transitioned into pop and R&B in the 1980s. With her powerful voice, Houston moved audiences during her performances. Her memory lives on through her music, with notable songs like I Wanna Dance With Somebody, or Who Loves Me, and How Will I Know. Number 5. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur's murder remains unsolved. In September of 1996, the rapper was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. After watching a boxing match with his Death Row Records boss, Suge Knight, Shakur got into a gang-related fight. Shortly after, he was gunned down. The first police officer at the scene, Chris Carroll, says he asked Shakur who shot him, but he stuck to his no snitching code until the end. Carroll recalls, "He looked at me and took a breath to get the words out, and he opened his mouth and then the words came out. Bleep you." Number 6. Michael Jackson. Famously known as the King of Pop, Michael Jackson created many number-1 hits including Thriller, Billie Jean, and Beat It. Many sources report that Jackson's last words were, "I'd like to have some milk. Please, give me some more." Jackson had been prescribed propofol due to insomnia. However, he became addicted to the drug, calling it milk. Hours after taking a dose of propofol, Jackson died. A few sources claim that Jackson's final words were actually, "I love you more." Jackson's friend, Travis Payne, told him, "I love you," after a concert rehearsal. In response, Jackson smiled and said, "I love you more," before riding away in a golf cart. Number 7. James Brown. This is a man's world. Before passing away in his sleep, James Brown's dying words were, "I'm going away tonight." In December 2006, Brown arrived at a dentist appointment a few hours late, appearing weak and dazed. Brown had a history of working while ill. On the advice of his dentist, he went to the hospital for observation and treatment. 2 days later, he passed away due to pneumonia. The popular singer, dancer, and record producer was known as the Godfather of Soul throughout his 50-year career. Fans could not help but love Brown's top charting singles, including It's a Man's World, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, and I Got You, I Feel Good. Number 8, It's Better to Burn Out Than Fade Away, Kurt Cobain. This poignant message was written by Kurt Cobain in his suicide note. He was found dead in his home on April 8, 1994, in his home in Seattle, Washington. He suffered a fatal wound to the head from a 20-gauge shotgun and left an extremely emotional suicide note. The last line read, "I don't have the passion anymore, and so remember, it's better to burn out than to fade away." Number 9, Aaliyah. Dubbed as the Princess of R&B, Aaliyah was one of the most adored singers in the 1990s and the 2000s. The singer appeared in the film Romeo Must Die, with Jet Li producing the single Try Again for the film's soundtrack. The sound reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 solely on airplay, establishing Aaliyah as the first artist in Billboard history to do so. In 2001, Aaliyah died with 8 others in a plane crash after filming a music video for the song Rock the Boat in the Bahamas. Before going to the Bahamas, Aaliyah told her boyfriend that she didn't like the plane. In response, he advised her not to get on it. But her last words to him were, I gotta do it. Number 10, Bob Marley. Reggae legend Bob Marley created many unforgettable hits, including Is This Love and Turn Your Lights Down Low. While he was at the top of his career, Marley was diagnosed with a serious skin cancer called acrolithogenous melanoma in 1977, but Marley decided that the show must go on. Marley continued to perform and go on tour. In 1980, he collapsed while jogging and was brought to the hospital. The cancer had spread to his brain and throughout his body. In response, Marley canceled the rest of his tour and sought treatment, but it failed. Before dying, his final words to his son were, "Money can't buy life." Number 11, John Lennon.
But I'm not the only one.
Although short, John Lennon's last words are still poignant. Singer and songwriter John Lennon, famously known for The Beatles, was shot in New York on December 8, 1980. He shouted, "I'm shot." After the bullets hit him in the side and back, he was able to walk 5 or 6 steps and enter this room until he collapsed. His last word was "yeah," which he muttered to a policeman on the way to the hospital. Number 12, Robin Williams.
My head speaks a language.
Robin Williams' third wife, Suzanne Schneider Williams, revealed her husband's last words in an emotional ABC interview. As the couple were getting ready for bed, his final words were, "Good night, good night." Williams was known as one of the funniest men in the world, making everyone laugh until their bellies ached. He wowed audiences with his acting in films like Good Will Hunting and Mrs. Doubtfire. After Robin Williams passed away in 2014, many celebrities, friends, co-stars, and fans paid tributes to him. Heartbroken fans built a memorial with flowers, photographs, and letters for him at a house made famous by Mrs. Doubtfire in San Francisco. Touched by the world's support, his wife says that Robin Williams' greatest legacy was bringing joy and happiness to others. Number 13, Elvis Presley.
I state my case, of which I'm certain.
Elvis Presley, known as the king of rock and roll, produced many popular hits like Hound Dog and Can't Help Falling in Love. Many fans loved his music, but parents had a problem with his controversial dance moves. However, that didn't dampen his star power because he became one of the biggest cultural icons of all time. In 1977, Presley told his girlfriend, Ginger Alden, "I'm going to the bathroom to read," which turned out to be his final words. Hours later, Alden found him unresponsive on the bathroom floor. Doctors reported that he died of a heart attack caused by a combination of drugs.